Arsenal 2, United nil, blood. The social media classico, man. And I'm disappointed, man. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in the result, man. It wasn't a 2-0 game, innit? It wasn't a 2-0 game, but you know what it is in football? Moments are key. Moments are key in football, man. First half, we were the better team. Comfortably the better team in the first half. But we weren't creating anything in it. We didn't have the attack to create anything. The manager started with Mount. We started with a team that could contain Arsenal, and they did just that. But Mount, Garnacho, and Rasmus Højlund, that front three was a front three devoid of goals, in it. Like, my mentality when I saw that lineup was, you know what? He's trying to manage the game in stages. And I thought the first stage of the game we managed well. We were never going to score with that front three. And yeah, man, it was just one of them ones where we played the ball well. You know what I mean? We had more possession at their gaff. We were playing out, we were beating the press. But the lack of quality in the final ball, yeah, that was the difference today between us really capitalizing on what was a good start to the game, man. Obviously, he made the Ahmad, Xerxes, and Rashford change, but I would have rather that change was made at 0-0. Not the manager's fault. Garnacho, who had another absolute stinker. I don't know how this guy plays for Manchester United. I don't know how he plays for Man United. I don't know how he starts for Man United. I don't even know how he plays professional football. He's definitely one of the worst players I've seen play professional football, period. Like, I regularly go and watch non-league football, and he wouldn't start for these clubs. He's awful. And today, he looked like he knew he was shit, bro. The guy was playing scared. You could see he didn't really want the ball when he's under pressure. Scanning around, doesn't really want it. Weight of pass off. Decision making off. No strength, no aggression, no intensity, no nothing. He was a passenger. And it just had to be him to get caught on the ball, yeah. To turn the ball over for what was one of about 50 corners that Arsenal fucking conjured up today, bro. I've never seen a football team since Stoke, yeah, actually play 4 set pieces. These men are kicking the ball off players to try and manufacture set pieces, manufacture corners, manufacture goal scoring opportunities. From open play, these men offer nothing. And this is why I'm annoyed, because it's mad disappointing. From open play, it was fairly even, yeah, until the momentum swung against us. But man are just out here chatting bare shit, bro. Like they didn't stink the place out at home, yeah, and play for corners to win the game. Their man scored 2 set pieces. And the second set piece was a header back across the goal that hit one of their players on the arse, bro. This is what these men are about. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, shame does not live at the Emirates, bro. There's no shame. There's absolutely no shame. Do you know what I mean? It's just so frustrating, because when we saw the starting lineup, loads of people were saying, "Oh, it's a dead starting lineup, Rants." And I said, you know what? The manager done well. He started Malacia and Dallo in wing back positions. I said it was going to be a thing where we contain them. It's going to be more like a 5 back instead of a 3 back. And we were set up to weather the storm, and I thought we done that. Malacia was immense today. Made some very good tackles. He had to take a yellow card because Mandem were dilly-dally and pissing about, and he just had to bring down Kai Havertz. But Malacia, considering he hasn't played for 18 months before the last game he played, I think against Bodo Glimt, first team games, I thought he came in and he done well. I thought Mazraoui at left centre-back was breaking the lines and helping us play out very well. De Ligt played well. Maguire played well also. Like, Dalot played well. There's not many players I'm looking at in this Man United team and saying they didn't do well. This is why I'm not really too upset with the performance. I'm more so disappointed with the manner of how we've conceded and the manner in which we've lost. Because even the second goal from a corner, Marcus Rashford trying to be clever, flicking the ball up to kick it away, yeah, to clear it, when he could have easily just kicked it off my man's foot and won a goal kick or a throw in. And this is what I said about decision making. When me and Nuruddin had the big argument, yeah, on Mandem Talk, and Saeed reposted the clip. This was my point. As a manager, you cannot teach decision making. You cannot coach Rashford to not do that dumb shit in the corner, bro. That's who he is, bro. These players, yeah, you look at the difference between a Mazraoui, a Delete. In pressure situations, they're gonna make the right decision, bro. They're just gonna get rid of it. They're not gonna try and play the complicated pass or try and and just try and confuse the situation. Marcus Rashford tries the hardest possible thing when we're 1-0 down and he's backed into a corner. He tries to flick the ball up to himself and clear it over his head to get rid of it, when he could easily just kick it off my man for a goal kick or kick it off him for a corner, or just touch it and get rid of it on the floor. You didn't need to flick it up, my bro. You didn't need to do all that. And that ended up costing us another goal and potentially the game. Because once it's 2-0, the game's done. Arsenal fans all of a sudden are singing, bro. It was a fucking library in the first half. You couldn't hear them. As soon as they got the second goal, all of a sudden it's super loud, it's olays, and everyone's having a good flipping time. It wasn't that before the goals. And this is why, yeah, stupid mistakes and lack of quality like the Garnacho and Rashford instances, yeah, this is what will cost us in the short term. I just have to have faith in the coach and also the recruitment team, yeah, to upskill our roster and get rid of players like Rashford, get rid of players like Garnacho, get rid of players like Rasmus Højlund. People were going on like, I don't like, it's a personal thing with Rasmus Højlund and that. Rasmus Højlund lacks the ability to do basic things. We couldn't mount any attacks in the first half because every time the ball went to him, it didn't stick. The pass was under hit or over hit, or the first touch was off, couldn't protect the ball. It's all well and good people talking about his percentage conversion rate when he's in the box. That's only one part of what it takes to be a centre forward, and especially to be a top centre forward in one of the top leagues in the world, bruv. Like, you can't just be like, all right, cool, I'm in the box, yeah, I score more than I miss. Like, no, bro. What about the rest of the fucking game? This was a game where we weren't going to get loads of touches in Arsenal's box. We weren't going to create loads of chances. You have to do the other things better. You have to connect. You have to protect the ball. You have to make unselfish runs just to take players away. Because he's not going to go to the ball like Xerxes going to go to the ball and give an option. So you need to give an option by taking players away. Didn't do that. And ultimately, the lack of quality and the lack of good decisions being made is what cost us the game today. It wasn't quality that cost us the game because we actually had a very good bench. Casemiro didn't end up coming on, but we had Casemiro, Anthony, who gave us more than flipping Garnacho when he came on, even though we only saw him for like what felt like 5 minutes plus added time. But we had Casemiro, Anthony, Xerxes, Ahmad, Lenny Euro, Ericsson on the bench, and we still have Kobe Mino and Lissandro to come back into the team. That's 8 players, bro. There is depth there in the squad. Even some of the guys that started, yeah, they might not be good enough to start, but they're good enough to give us a solid 15 minutes, bro. Excluding Garnacho. I don't ever want to see him play for Man United again, even though I'm not going to get my wish, of course. But he should be nowhere near this football team. He should be nowhere near this football team. He's horrible. He's a horrible footballer. He's got a horrible attitude as well because he thinks he's way better than he is. That's why when people were getting onto Faz, yeah, Faz was bloody right, mate. It's just that, you know what? Wrong messenger. Brother, first minute of the game, this guy tried to do a drag and little flick, blood, and ran the ball out of play, you know. Who does this guy think he is, bro? And people think I got an agenda. No, he's so bad, it's hard not to talk about it. I don't want to sit here and talk about how shit this guy is every week, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because then it seems like it's personal. I don't know the guy. He's just rubbish. He's just rubbish. And this is what it is like. The lack of quality decision making and ultimately your ability to make the right decision more often than not is what makes you a good player or a bad player. Our players today that more often than not make the bad decisions, Erasmus, Rashford and Garnacho, they cost us the game. Well, they cost us a point anyway. And Bruno. Like, Bruno had a decent game, but Bruno loses his head, bro. Every time the game goes against us, Bruno just starts hoofing it. He turned into the old Bruno today. In the second half, I counted about 5 or 6 times where he got the ball and he was trying to hit outside of the pass through balls and stuff like that. The manager's already told you that he doesn't want you hoofing it, but you lose your head. You're not in control, bro. You're too emotional. This is why you shouldn't be Man United captain, bro. Like, when you're playing against the top teams, yeah, especially away from home, composure is needed. Emotional stability is needed. He's very unstable emotionally in football matches, bruv, and he was doing bullshit. He was doing bullshit. Honorable mention to Agate because, yeah, I'm saying he was breaking up the play. On the ball, still gives me headaches on the ball because he's got zero press resistance and he's got zero bag, bro, in terms of passing. He's got no variation in his passing, but I would have liked to see Casemiro come on for him or Bruno, even if it was for the last 15 minutes, bruv, because I felt like we lost the control of the game a little bit when Rashford came on for Mount. But hey, it's just one of them ones where overall, like, even though I'm annoyed because obviously man never liked losing to Arsenal, like I saw way more positive things from this game than negative things. Way more. If we don't concede 2 set pieces, yeah, like we leave with a draw and we would have all taken a draw before the game. We would have taken a draw. And who knows, if we didn't concede those goals, maybe we take one of the chances that we have, or maybe we create more chances because Arsenal don't have the momentum because they weren't looking like the same team at 0-0 that they looked at 2-0. At 2-0 when the pressure was off, we know Arsenal. Arsenal can always play football when there's no pressure. But when there's pressure on, they shit the bed, which is why they got no European Cups, bruv. And this is why they've been top at Christmas the most amount of times without winning the league. Because as soon as the heat gets turned up, they melt, bruv. This is what Arsenal do. So, do you know what I mean? We'll let these mutants enjoy their win, bro. Because at the end of the season, it's going to amount to nothing like the season before that, the season before that, the season before that, the season before that, on loop, blood. You know, like that. So it is what it is, bro. All of these man were talking about 3-0, 4-0, they're going to smoke us and all that. It was anything but a smoking. My managers coached less games than your managers had seasons at your football club. And this is the performance that you put on at home for your fans, bro. You got way more things to worry about than us, I'll be honest. I was happy with what the manager showed me. The players I knew were capable of giving me something, gave me something. And the players that I knew weren't good, showed me they weren't good. So I didn't really learn anything from that point of view. But all in all, like, I'm happy with the performance. I'm just annoyed that we lost to Arsenal, blood. Like I said, it's the social media derby, bruv. I'm genuinely just annoyed because man have to listen to these guys that were... These are the same bros at half-time that were crying, saying, rah, you lot are outplaying us, I'll take a 1-0. And then all of a sudden it's 2-0 and man is saying, oh, goal's a goal, it don't matter, like we smoked you. You didn't smoke anyone. You didn't smoke anyone. So, nah, man, guys, listen. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to take, but I think all the signs are very, very positive, man. I'm confident in the coach, what he's doing. And yeah, man, if we play like this against most other teams, yeah, this season, we're gonna win a lot of games and we're gonna score a lot of goals, bruv. Today, it just wasn't a great day.